The red studio light blinked once. Then twice. For 37 years in broadcasting, Mark Levin had never feared that light. But on this Sunday evening, as the on-air sign flickered to life above Studio 6B at Fox News Manhattan headquarters, the 72-year-old firebrand felt his chest tighten like a fist. The opening chords of his signature theme, patriotic, swelling, familiar, cued through his earpiece. Millions of viewers settled into their armchairs, expecting the usual storm, the pointed finger, the constitutional citations, the righteous fury aimed at Washington's latest outrage. Instead, Levin stared into camera 3 with hollow eyes. The teleprompter scrolled its routine introduction, *, Good evening, America. Tonight, the betrayal continues, *, but Levin didn't read it. He reached up, very slowly, and pulled the earpiece out. The control room fell dead silent. Cut his mic, the director whispered. But the producer, a woman named Carla who had known Levin for 12 years, held up her hand. No, she said. Leave it. Let's see what he does. What he did was nothing. For 9 full seconds, an eternity in live television, Mark Levin sat motionless. His famous mane of silver hair, usually a lion's mane, seemed suddenly gray and thin. His hands, which had once waved the Constitution like a battle flag, rested flat on the desk. Then he spoke. I can't. 2 words. That was all. Viewers later described a chill running down their spines. Levin leaned forward, his voice stripped of its usual broadcast baritone. It cracked, thin as a wire. For 20 years on this network, I have told you the truth as I saw it. I have raged against the liars, the thieves, the power brokers who sold this republic for a handful of silver. And I meant every word. He paused, swallowing hard. But last Tuesday, my grandson asked me a question. The control room shifted uncomfortably. Levin had never spoken of family on air. He's 7 years old. His name is Jacob. And he said, Grandpop, why are you always so angry? Levin's jaw trembled. A single tear escaped down the deep furrow of his cheek. He didn't wipe it away. I opened my mouth to give him an answer about freedom, about the Constitution, about the fight. And nothing came out. Because in that moment, I realized I didn't know anymore. I had become the anger. Not the defender. The anger itself. Social media detonated. #Mark Levin trended worldwide within 90 seconds. But inside the studio, there was only the hum of cooling servers and the ragged breathing of a man coming undone. Levin pushed back from the desk. The chair rolled 6 inches, a small, shocking motion. No anchor does that. The desk is the fortress. Leaving it is surrender. I am not resigning because I've stopped loving this country, he said, his voice finding a strange, quiet dignity. I am resigning because I've started to hate what I've become inside it. He reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a folded piece of paper. Not a script. Not a network memo. A child's crayon drawing. He held it up to camera 3. It showed 2 stick figures, one tall with wild scribbles for hair, one small. Above them, a lopsided sun and the words, *, come play, Grandpop. *, this is my resignation letter, Levin said. Not to Fox News. To the machine. To the 24-hour outrage cycle that eats a man's soul one segment at a time. To the producers who told me, louder, Mark. Angrier. To the algorithm that measured my worth in clicks and clips. He set the drawing down gently, as if it were made of glass. I have spent 40 years telling Americans to wake up. But I was the one asleep. Asleep to the sound of my own voice shouting past my own heart. He turned to the studio crew, camera operators, sound techs, the young floor director with tears already in her eyes. I'm sorry, he said. I led a caravan of rage and called it leadership. And I don't recognize the destination. Then he did the unthinkable. He unclipped his lapel microphone. The metallic snap echoed through the live feed like a gunshot. For 10 seconds after the mic hit the desk, Fox News broadcast pure, unfiltered silence. No commercial. No graphic. Just a man sitting alone under hot lights, weeping without shame. Then the director finally cut to a breaking news banner so hastily typed it contained a typo. Asterisk, Mark Levin steps down live on air. Asterisk, but that wasn't the reveal. The real reveal came 3 days later. Levin gave no interviews. No book deal announcements. No podcast launch. Instead, a grainy cell phone video surfaced on a small community Facebook page in rural Virginia. It showed Levin, in jeans and a weathered barn jacket, pushing a 7-year-old boy on a wooden swing tied to an old oak tree. The boy was laughing. Levin was laughing too, a sound no viewer had ever heard. In the background, a woman's voice asked, "Grandpop, you staying for dinner?" And Levin replied, off camera, with 5 words that became the quiet epilogue to his entire career, "I'm staying for everything." The video had 11,000 shares by midnight. Not because it was dramatic, but because it was human. Mark Levin didn't vanish into the wilderness of cable news bitterness. He chose something far more radical for a man of his profession: presence. Months later, a reporter tracked him down at a small bookstore in Virginia's Shenandoah Valley. Levin was behind the counter, ringing up a copy of Moby Dick for a teenager. "Any regrets?" the reporter asked. Levin glanced toward the window, where a blue bicycle lay in the grass. "Only that I waited so long to cry on television," he said dryly. Then his face softened. No. The regret would have been dying behind that desk, still shouting, still missing every single bedtime. "I didn't quit the fight. I just finally learned what I was fighting for." He tapped the counter. "Now go home. Tell someone you love them before the next breaking news alert steals your attention." And with that, the lion who had roared himself hoarse closed the door, locked it, and walked toward the sound of a child's laughter, the only sound, he later wrote, that was ever worth the silence.